Today in my Stupid Easy kitchen, we are making healthy snacks for weight loss. You'll notice I'm not even in a kitchen because the idea here is that these snacks are so simple you can make them and eat them anywhere. So this is the third video in my Healthy Snacks for Weight Loss series. And in this video, I'm actually showing you the healthy snacks that I like to eat. Now, in the first two videos, we looked at packaged snacks. And in the first video, we looked at salty. The second video, we looked at sweet. And I asked you guys to let me know what you prefer, sweet or salty. And in this video, I'm going to show you some snacks. So the idea is to show you a bunch of different things so that you can piece them together and create new things on your own. So we're going to start super simple. Probably my number one favorite snack is hummus. And hummus is great because you can dip stuff in it. Now, the best thing to dip in it is going to be vegetables, right? Now, while we're on the topic, I should mention probably the best snack, even before hummus, is just fruits and vegetables themselves, right? Because the biggest thing you have to do is rinse them off, or maybe peel them in some cases. So these guys, they're loaded with nutrients, they're loaded with fiber, they make a great snack. And actually you can find apples and oranges and things like that at the convenience store. You can find them anywhere. So I encourage you to just eat more fruits and vegetables. But back to this hummus. So, when we're talking about hummus, this is a great snack for weight loss because it has a lot of protein. Chickpeas are a very good source of protein. And the main thing with your hummus is that you really just want to kind of look on the label because there are some hummus varieties out there that are full of artificial flavors and colors and things like that. This one is just chickpeas, tahini, lemon juice, olive oil, garlic, salt, pepper, and paprika. So it's a really nice, super simplistic little ingredient list here. So again, get creative with what you want to dip in your hummus. I've got some celery here, carrots, all very nice. Zucchinis also make a really good thing to dip in hummus. So another good point on the hummus before we keep going is that you can add other stuff to the hummus to kind of spruce it up. So you could add more chickpeas to it. You could add avocado to it. Avocado in and of itself makes a really good snack for weight loss because it's full of healthy fats. Healthy fats are crucial for our overall health, for our brain health, but also for helping fill us up. And that's probably the most important thing for weight loss is that we can actually satisfy our hunger. So avocado, eat it with a spoon, sprinkle a little bit of salt on it. It's a good snack by itself, but it's also a great thing to add to hummus, for instance. So on the sweeter side of things, when we're talking about our fruits like apples, you can kind of elevate the apple snack experience by dipping it in something. Now, you could dip it in hummus. I encourage you to let me know how that goes for you if you like things like that. In fact, go ahead and let me know what is your favorite weird food combination, or maybe what's the worst food combination you've ever tried. Somebody mentioned pickles and peanut butter as a flavor combination that they like. I think that sounds crazy, but let me know what y'all think. So again, you could dip the apples in the hummus. I haven't necessarily done this, but what I did bring is some almond butter and peanut butter. Now, you probably don't need me to tell you that you can dip apples in peanut butter and that's a good snack, but what I do want to share is that if that feels a little too boring for you, you can spruce that snack up by adding a little cinnamon. Now, cinnamon is a great thing to have in your diet if you're trying to lose weight because it actually helps your body to balance its blood sugar metabolism. So not only does it kind of satisfy our sweet tooth a little bit, but it's actually going to help our body to have a more balanced blood sugar metabolism. You could also use a little bit of honey. Honey is the best sweetener for our health and for weight loss. It's the most minimally processed sweetener. So even when we talk about stevia or agave nectar, these are still very processed. But with honey, you can actually find something like this, which is a raw honey, minimally processed. So of course, there's still a bunch of sugar. This is still a very sweet thing to have, but on the grand spectrum of different sweeteners, honey is really your best bet, and it actually has health benefits that it offers as well. So let's move on now to some of our other snacks. All right, so we have the next round of snacks here. So the first thing I want to mention is that canned foods is not the ultimate best. The best thing would be to actually have fresh foods themselves, so black beans, corn, and chickpeas. But canned is certainly a decent alternative, and compared to just about anything else you could be eating, any of those little processed snack bars like I showed in the first couple of videos, this is going to be way better, even if you just got a spoon and ate these by themselves. Now, if you can find organic, that's going to be a step up. But again, guys, just do what works for you. And even if you were eating a conventional corn or conventional black beans, just know it would still be a lot less processed and a lot better for you than a lot of those other products. So I'm going to show you two variations of kind of a similar little snack. So this first one is going to include the black beans, corn, and lime. Now, again, in this video, I'm kind of trying to show you a lot of different things so then you can piece together what works for you. So if all you had was just these three ingredients, that's fine, but I'm gonna add some other stuff to it. So I'm gonna start by squeezing my lime. Now, limes don't really have a lot of seeds, but with lemon, you'll see in a second we get some seeds. So by squeezing it first, makes it really easy to pick the seeds out, rather than if you squeeze it on there last, well, now it's gonna be harder to pick the little seeds out. So we have a little bit of lime, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of these black beans. Again, fresh would really be the ultimate way to go, but we're trying to be practical here. And especially if you're a college student or something like that, then canned is gonna be a worthy alternative. So I'm gonna add some corn. Now, most of the conventional corn is genetically modified, but that's actually what they call dent corn. It's the corn that they use to make corn syrup and corn syrup solids and stuff like that with. So when you're eating the actual kernel corn, even if it's conventional, it's probably not genetically modified. It's really just the corn that's contained in all those processed foods that's genetically modified. So then I really love adding avocado to everything, as that I already mentioned. So I'm gonna add some avocado to this. Now you can kind of see here that I've cut this into slivers. You can do that, or you can just scoop it right out of there. But I'm just gonna add a little bit of avocado. And what we're creating here is a really good healthy snack. So we've got those healthy fats in the avocado, like I already talked about. Then we've got protein in our black beans. And then we've got the corn, which is a nice little source of carbohydrates to give us some quick energy, and lots of fiber all the way around. Now, the really thing that makes this is the addition of fresh cilantro. So again, I'm just gonna break that up into little pieces, throw that right in there, put on a little bit of sea salt, and honestly guys, I'm gonna eat it just like this. As soon as this video is over, you're gonna see me devour this little snack. So this is cool because this is something super easy. You can just eat it with a spoon, just like this. You could also put this little, black bean corn relish type of thing on top of a salad or something else. Again, you could keep adding additional ingredients. You could add tomatoes or salsa or something like that, but just this in and of itself makes a really good snack. One other awesome, cool little additional ingredient is to add a little bit of cayenne pepper. Now, if you like spicy food, I would highly recommend that you get some good cayenne. And if you actually go to an herb or spice store, you're gonna find the best quality, but I got this one at my regular grocery store. Now, the main thing with cayenne pepper is that you need to do it to taste. So I would just start with a little tiny bit, stir it around, taste it, and maybe go from there. But cayenne pepper, you're gonna see this again later in this video. Cayenne pepper is a great way to add a little kick to your food, make it taste a little better, and it's also offering health benefits to you, so you just can't beat it. So now we're going to make something that is going to look very similar, but it's going to be a totally different flavor profile. So again, this time I'm going to use lemon, but I'm going to put it in there first because what you'll see this time is, wow, this lemon actually doesn't appear to have any seeds. Maybe all the seeds are in the other side. Okay, so you're okay there, but the whole reason we do the lemon first is so that we can easily pick the seeds out. So this one we actually lucked out a little bit. I don't see any seeds. So we've got the lemon juice. Now this time I'm gonna go with chickpeas. Now chickpeas are a great source of protein. This is the primary ingredient in hummus, which we already talked about earlier. But the chickpeas just by themselves are very nice. I've got those in lemon. And then what I'm gonna add to this, now again, this is where you get to kind of make your own snack, right? You don't have to do my exact recipe, but I think it's nice to add a little bit of flavor, a little bit of color. So what I have here on my plate, I already chopped these up, is some carrots, some celery, which we had in our first take, and some olives. Now these olives, again, you can see that I got the organic ones. Now you're not usually going to have a real long ingredient list on olives, but I will recommend that you go ahead and look at the ingredient list anyways. And this one, for instance, green olives, water, red peppers, sea salt, vinegar, and citric acid. All of these are foods. A good kind of rule of thumb is to think, okay, well, if I put this word into Google Images, would it come up with a picture? So red peppers, right, is going to come up with a picture, as opposed to tertiary butylated hydroxyquinone, or TBHQ, is going to come up not with a picture of a food or with an image, but with a chemical name, right? It's not going to have an image associated with it. So I'm going to add in my little celery, olives, and carrots here. And then another thing I like to add into this little salad is sunflower seeds. And again, you'll see these recurring throughout the video again. So sunflower seeds, these are actually raw organic sunflower seeds I got from the bulk department at my grocery store. So incorporating seeds into our diet is really good for weight loss. Again, because they pack a lot of nutrition and they also pack a really nice amount of fiber. So it's a good way to just help make your meal a little bit more filling, which is the main thing that we want for our snacks. It's the main thing we want if we're trying to lose weight. So I'll just add a little bit of those guys in there. Woo! Or a lot. And again, give that a little stir. And what I've made is a super nice, super quick little salad thing. So I could eat this by itself. I could add avocado to it. Again, I like to add avocado to everything, so I probably will do that. This is a great little snack. So we've got our healthy fats in there with the olives. We've got protein. We've got lots of fiber. It makes a really nice little snack. So before I clear this round of stuff to show you my next couple of snacks, I just want to mention that salad is probably the very best snack for weight loss that there is. Now, this maybe looks a little bland to you, but that I showed you these cool little relish things, because these little snacks are great in and of themselves, but they're also a great way to spruce up your salad and kind of add a little bit of flair to your salad, which might be nice. So I would just encourage you guys, if you're somebody who is really looking to lose weight and you really are feeling that you're struggling or it's difficult for you, just start adding one salad into your diet. If it's too much to start with one a day, then start with one a week. But if you can start with one salad a day, that is a really good rule of thumb, and you will find that the more you get creative with adding cool, different flavorful stuff into your salad, the more that you enjoy salads, and they can become less of a, boring thing to eat and more of a really fun, exciting thing to eat. Okay, so now we're on to our next round of snacks. So this is little smoked salmon wraps. One of my favorite things. I'm very excited. So I have a couple different little products here. This is my absolute favorite. smoked salmon. What you want to look for, if possible, is something that's wild caught. Now, there's some controversy about that, a wild caught, now you're reaching into the actual ecosystem, and just realize that the factory farms of fish are just as horrific for your health and for the fish as it is with regular meat, with regular animal products. So the factory farmed or farmed salmon, as it's called, they feed that fish an unnatural diet. They actually even feed a chemical to that fish to change the color of it. So if you can find wild caught, that's always going to be your best bet. Now, I also have a little kipper snack here, and there's a lot of different canned fish products out there, tuna fish, for example. And again, you just kind of want to look at the ingredient list, and there will be some that have a bunch of weird chemicals and some that are really not a lot of chemicals, like this one, which is smoked boneless fillets of herring, water, and salt. Super basic, super simple. So just keep an eye out for that. But I do think that fish is a great thing to have for a snack. Again, we get these omega-3 fatty acids, these really good fats that help satisfy our hunger. And again, balancing our omega-3 and omega-6 fats is a whole issue in and of itself when it comes to our health and getting optimal health, especially for optimal weight loss. If you want your body to be happy, to burn fat off of itself, then you want to have your body in good balance, or else it's going to hold on to all the fat on your body and you're not going to be able to lose it. So getting your body in balance is very important. So for these little smoked salmon snacks, now again, you could just chop up a salad and put smoked salmon on it, but I think it's fun to do these little wraps like this. And again, you could use other meat products as well. You could do this with turkey, you could do this with any kind of a thing. It's important when we're talking about snacks for weight loss, and what you'll notice about all of these is that there's no refined carbohydrates. There's no white bread, there's no processed flour. When we're talking about a good healthy snack that's gonna fill you up and help you make it to your next meal, you really just need fats and protein. You really don't need a lot of carbs. Carbs are what is gonna contribute to more weight gain. So you may notice in this little snack I'm about to make that there's a lot of different fats, and I'm doing that on purpose because I know that the more I eat some good healthy fats, the more it's actually going to satisfy my hunger, and that's the whole point of snacking, right? So I have a little olive oil here, and then I have a little bit of this balsamic vinegar. Now this is really all you need for dressing. Most conventional dressings on the market have partially hydrogenated oils, aka trans fats. They have sugar in them or high fructose corn syrup in them, which is nothing that you want to eat if you're trying to be healthy, and especially if you're trying to lose weight. So a little bit of oil and vinegar is pretty much the only thing that I use on my salads. A cool little tip, if you'd like to know it, is that sometimes you can spruce this dressing up a little bit by adding a little honey. Super, super nice. And again, as far as the ratio goes, I'm an eyeballer, which means I eyeball it and then I taste it and see how it goes. So the whole point of the Stupid Easy Kitchen is that I'm not giving you specific this many teaspoons and this many this, right? This is something that anybody can do. You don't even need measuring cups. So here I have my nice little dip there. And then this is pretty simple. You probably don't really need me to show you this, but I'm gonna do it anyways because I'm hungry. Made myself a little taco. Now, again, you could chop this up, you could make this a salad, but these are really nice, and this is a really nice alternative to wrapping something up in a tortilla or a piece of bread. Because again, we want to avoid eating white bread and tortillas and stuff like that while we are trying to lose weight. So I love this lettuce wrap idea. Obviously, you could wrap just about anything you wanted to in lettuce, but that is one of my absolute all-time favorite snacks right there. Again, I'm really hungry at this point, so I'm looking forward to eating all these things at the end of this video. So the last thing I want to add is that to your salads and your wraps and things like that, it can be really nice to add some nuts. Again, I talked a minute ago about nuts and seeds and how adding these healthy fats to our snacks is a really good move. So a snacking video just wouldn't be complete if I didn't talk a little bit about sweets, and mainly about chocolate. Okay, so I talked in the last video about the benefits of dark chocolate and why dark chocolate is going to be such a better way to go than your conventional candy bars. Often they contain trans fats or partially hydrogenated oils, high fructose corn syrup, artificial colors, all kinds of random stuff. But most of the time on dark chocolate, again, you got to read the ingredient label to know for sure, you're going to have a lot less ingredients. You're also going to have a lower sugar content than most conventional candy bars will have. So trail mix is a very popular snack, but most of the commercial trail mixes, again, contain who knows what, right? So they have some kind of chocolate, some kind of sweetener, something like that, dried fruit. They contain roasted nuts most of the time, but you're really going to up the nutrition factor of your trail mix if you just make it yourself. So I'm going to show you how easy that is. Again, these are the nuts and seeds that I got from the bulk department of my grocery store. And I just encourage you to make your own trail mix. So buy the nuts at the store, get something that is, preferably raw. If you can't find something raw, that's okay. You can just look for something that is not roasted in some kind of oil. Usually, even if you're in the bulk section, there'll be a little label that has the ingredients so that you can kind of check and see. Now with my pecans, I like to break them up a little bit. So I'm gonna break my pecans a little there. And then if you wanted to, you of course could chop up some of this little chocolate bar here and put some little pieces of this dark chocolate in there too. So this is kind of like a healthy Snickers bar, right? And in a future video, if you guys want to see it, y'all can let me know. I was actually going to show you my little recipe I have for what I call healthy Snickers bars. It's a little bit more complex than what I'm doing here, but if y'all want to see it, let me know. But this idea of pairing a little bit of sweet with some nuts, with some good fats, is a really good idea, because not only is it actually lower glycemic, which means it doesn't spike your blood sugar as much when you eat something with a fat. Also, combining it with a fat, you're combining it with something that's actually going to help fill you up. The problem with a Snickers bar is that it's really not going to fill you up because there's too much sugar, and even though there are a little bit of nuts, it's really going to probably leave you hungry at the end. So it's an unfortunate thing about Snickers bars. Now, if you wanted even more sweetener, you could add a little bit of honey, you could add some dried fruit, and your homemade trail mix is going to be way, way, way better for you than any of the conventional trail mixes that are out there. So I want to thank you so much for watching. If you missed the first two videos, I highly recommend you check them out. Those are on salty and sweet packaged snacks. Please also subscribe to the channel, because in future videos, I'm going to do another series on healthy versions of our favorite foods. So I talked about the healthy Snickers bar. If there's another food you want me to cover, oh my gosh, Corrina, this is my absolute favorite food, please show me a way I can make a healthy version of it, you can leave that in the comments. If you want to learn more about me, you can visit CorrinaRachel.com. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.